Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome to today's Wild Rift video, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the best AD carry in the current meta, in my opinion. Well, in most people's opinion, I should say. Varus at the moment is incredibly strong. He has insane poke, his crowd control is really strong, he's a super safe champion to play as well, and he doesn't really have a bad matchup at the moment down in the bot lane. Now, as always, if you enjoy the content, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. If you don't think Varus is the best AD carry, who do you think the best AD carry is in the current meta? Now, going into the build with Varus, first up, you have the Manamune. Now, with Varus, you don't really stack Manamune that quickly, but you do have like a few ways you can stack it even quicker. As you're walking to lane, or if you're not doing anything with your first ability, you can actually charge up your first ability and cancel it in the top right hand corner or wherever your button is, and it will actually work as towards the stack of your Manamune, and it will just cancel the ability, and it will reduce the cooldown by half. So you can keep spamming this as you're walking to lane. You can use your third ability as well as you're walking to lane, and this will just make your Manamune stack faster. Now, this is kind of your early game focus. You just want to stack your Manamune as fast as possible, get to the mirror mana, and then once you get to the mirror mana, that's when you get a lot of damage with that extra damage you get from having that extra bonus mana. For the boots, only boots is really good for the ability haste. Obviously, you have ability haste with most of the items in this build as well. So with all the ability haste stacked up, you can use your abilities more often, which is Varus's main focus of damage. In terms of boots upgrade, there are a few options for boots upgrade. You do have... Trying to think which ones would probably be the best. I mean, Protobelt's not too bad, to be fair. Protobelt's a pretty good one to try and escape because you don't have any sort of dashes, or to even dash forward if you want to as well. Zhonya's is obviously a great shout, and QSS, Quicksilver, is a great shout as well if you are against a lot of crowd control. Most of the time, though, I do go for Stasis or Protobelt, depending on the enemy team. Now, after the Manamune, you'll probably be around maybe... I would say level 9, level 10 maybe or so. Actually, no. When you finish the Manamune, you'll probably be around like level 6 or something. Now, by the time you finish the second item, you'll probably be maybe around level 10. Now, Serens Grudge got a nerf in the recent patch where the armor penetration is now based on levels. So, if you're at level 10, if you finish Serens Grudge, you're going to get 16 armor pen plus 10 because of your level. So you'll be getting 26 armor penetration. So you lose out on about 4% armor penetration since the nerf of Serens Grudge. So in my opinion, it's still okay to go Serens Grudge as a second item. The item is just insanely strong on Varus. Attack damage, ability haste, and it allows all your abilities to slow as well, which is really, really powerful, especially your first ability, because you will be spamming it a lot at range. So you will be slowing down the enemies, and you will be helping out your team as well, land that crucial, I should say, crowd control. If you don't want to go Serens Grudge second item, if you feel like the nerf is too much for that extra armor penetration, which I don't think it is, but some people may feel like it, you can go for Ghostblade as a second item. It's a really, really cheap item to go. You do get that momentum stacks as well, which allows you to get the extra attack speed, and also allows you to move even quicker as well around the map, and even in team fights as well if you need to. Again, more attack damage, more ability haste, more armor penetration. This is the focus of this build, but most of the time I like to go Serens Grudge as the second item, but you can go for whatever one you prefer at the end of the day. Then after these three items, these three are your core items: Manamune, Serens Grudge, and Ghostblade. After you have these three core items, your next items can kind of be flex. If you want even more damage, you can go for Duskblade. Again, attack damage, ability haste, armor penetration. And the Night Stalker passive actually works really well because most of the time you will kind of be unseen. You will be using your abilities in the Fog of War. So you want to try and get that bonus physical damage from hiding in the Fog of War, from using your abilities at range. Because as I said, you most of the time will be using Varus's first ability at range, and it is really, really nice. And then for a defensive item, GA is just a standard, really, really good item. You can go for something like more of Malmortius if you feel like you're against a lot of magic damage and you're getting burst by maybe an Evelyn or a Fizz or someone like that. But yeah, Guardian Angel, upon taking leaf and damage, you restore 50% health and 30% mana after 4 seconds of stasis. So it allows you to just come back to life. If you do get one shot by them assassins, you can come back to life and maybe use your abilities again to help out your team. In terms of runes, Aerie is the best room for Varus. As I said, this is a long-range poke build. So with Aerie, you get that little bit of extra damage. You can go for Conqueror as well. The only problem with going Conqueror is that you don't really auto-attack too much with this build. Sometimes you do auto-attack 3 times, then use your first ability and then your third ability, which will allow you to get that adaptive force. But the problem is you're not going to be using abilities after that. Most of the time with Varus, you want to auto-attack 3 times to get your Blight passive off on your second ability, and then use your first ability, which is only 4 stacks. And then your 5th stack can maybe be 1 more auto-attack or a third ability. But then after that, you kind of don't really want to carry on auto-attacking. You kind of want to peel back, and then you want to use your abilities again, like your first ability. But in my opinion, it's not really worth it. It's best to get the extra damage from Aerie. Your second ability, your second rune, sorry, will be Brutal. Again, if you want to do a high risk, high reward, you can go for Champion. But again, if you do die twice, then you do lose all the stacks. So I like to play it safe and go for Brutal. Hunter Titan, still really, really good. And then Sweet Tooth. I've seen some people saying that Manamune is pretty good as well. But again, if you look at the Manamune passive, you're only going to be getting 1.5% of your maximum mana as attack damage. So, you know, it's not really a lot. You're going to be getting, what, 300, 1% of 300 is 3, which is going to be attack damage, and then you're going to be getting 1.5 from the 5%. So that's like you're getting an extra 4 AD, which is nothing. If you compare like Brutal, for example, you get 7 AD. It's not worth it. I think it's better to take Brutal and then just take Sweet Tooth for the extra healing, which especially helps during the laning phase. Now, spells, Flash of Barrier, and that's all I need to say about that. Nothing really changes with that. Everything stays the same. But yeah, Varus, in my opinion, best AD carry right now. Insanely, insanely strong. I will be bringing out a tier list once Caitlyn gets released. It is going to be very, very soon. It will be next week. I'm really excited for Caitlyn to launch, especially with Jace as well. And yeah, as always, take care of yourselves. Have a good rest of the day. And I'll see you all very soon. Peace.